Excuse me, good start there. So welcome in game number 5 between Team Spinal Tap and the Killer Pikachus. Spawning up here in the upper right-hand corner of GSL Daybreak. He's wearing green. He's playing for Team Spinal Tap. It is the Protoss player Lanry. Spawning across from him in the lower left-hand position. In the yellow color, playing for the Killer Pikachus. Can he bring back some points for his team? It is JabberwocK. Looks like both players have a couple of extra caps in their names that I didn't include. Hopefully that's not too big of a deal. ZVP on Daybreak is... it's actually a really clean matchup. The third is it's of medium difficulty to take for a Protoss player. And that tends to be what the game revolves around, at least at higher levels of play. So this is a similar level game, so we might not see anything like that at all. But we do see Lanry pylon inside of his base, which is kind of interesting. So will we see kind of an old school like gateway expand, or is this just kind of a weird forge expand? He should know that his opponent's playing Zerg. I don't have him listed as random. And now he'll get in here, spot the extractor, and probably be looking around for the spawning pool. JabberwocK going to try and chase him off with a couple of drones, leaving one behind. And he's making quite a few minerals. Where is the spawning pool? I guess we'll look back later. So the gateway's down, the simulator down as well, but the real problem is this ramp is completely open. If JabberwocK comes in and scouts that, he can just run Zerglings up there and end the game. There's finally the spawn coming down at the back of JabberwocK's base. And this will be a speedling opening, as we see the gas already pretty high. He'll actually have way more than 100 once that spawning pool does finish. And we even see our scouts working their way across the map. Second probe coming out from Lanry. He will place down that pylon. And it looks like he has 4-gate. And 4-gate can be a devastating build. I'm not going to it off. It's a very good build if your opponent's getting greedy. We see that's not really the case. JabberwocK getting very early Zergling speed, and we'll probably see just a big speedling, almost a speedling bust, but there's nothing to bust. First Zealot nearly out for JabberwocK. These are weird timings in this matchup. We see he actually hasn't started the warp gate. There he finally does. And Lanry, I'm not sure. Both players doing kind of weird builds. But Lanry will need a sentry very, very quickly. Or even 2 or 3 to try and hold off some speedlings. JabberwocK, meanwhile, he is hiding his Zerglings back in his base. He's got 6 out, only 2 out around the map, and it looks like he just missed that pylon there. That might come back to bite him later in the game, but right now, not the biggest deal. So now Zergling's headed up. He will scout out this Zealot, and this is not going to be a fight that they can win. He did a grand total of 8 damage to that Zealot, and it is going to be a 4-gate from Lanry. So we'll see how these timings match up. JabberwocK's still making more and more speedlings, which I think will give him a definite advantage over a 4-gate. Now, will he move out and about the map before his opponent's 4-gate hits, and we'll have an interesting base trade, or will it just kind of end quickly? 4-gate nearly finished. All of those gateways are done too. This lone stalker back in his base now going to go rally up with his friend Zealot. And there the warp gate is done. And the transformation is going to be a forge. Anyway, there we go for warp gate on the way. I believe the pylon was not spotted still, but the Zerglings intercepting the stalker, now seeing the Zealot in that position might tip him off to what's happening. In comes warp in, 5 stalkers and a Zealot headed toward the Zerg base, and there are, holy Zerglings, there are 31 Zerglings here, and this is not even going to be a close fight. This is not a great place to engage for the Zerg. Now it's a good place to engage for the Zerg, and JabberwocK just overrunning his opponent right now. The Protoss army in full retreat, it's not going to matter. Stalkers get surrounded, one left, and a couple of the Zerglings have actually cut off to a different path toward the base, and they will get into the main. There's 4 Zealots here to try and defend, although I think he needs sentries at this point. He has enough pass for 1, although he doesn't have the production. In come the Zerglings, trying to get a surround on the Zealot. They do a decent job. 2 more Zealots on the way, and it looks like Lanry's actually going to be able to hold for the time being. Hopefully these 4 Zerglings... Oh, dear. They will get another Zealot for their trouble, although that's not the best trade. More and more Zerglings being rallied across the map by JabberwocK. Still 10 more in production. He's thrown down the Roach Warren back behind this. If we look, he's actually trailing economically right now. Zealot's headed back toward the main, but he's just going to run by. He'll grab that probe. There's only 1 Zealot back in the main to defend, and he'll be right on top of the economy of his opponent. Those are pylons started, not cannons. Cannons would be way more useful. Now starting to get rid of this pylon is JabberwocK. Zealot's running up now for Lanry. He's going to try, I guess, a base trade, but Zerglings are way better than Zealots at base trades. All the probes falling now. They're like 18, 21 now, 22 workers killed. There's only a handful left. All the production unpowered now, and Lanry in a tough spot, down 36 supply to 7, and it looks like JabberwocK is on it. He's targeting down his opponent's main nexus. These Zealots standing very confused, and there's GG from Lanry. The 4-gate successfully foiled, and the counterattack from JabberwocK proved to be too strong. He still hasn't left the game, however. There his main nexus goes, and I guess these buildings are just all going to be killed. Well, this game's over, so I'm going to speed up. We can watch all these buildings die very slowly. The Zealots were cleaned up as well. There we go, he leaves the game. And GG, JabberwocK has taken the point back for the Killer Pikachus and put his team on the board. It's now 4-1 as we head into game number 6. And we'll see if the Killer Pikachus can bring the series back, make it a 4-3, give a nice respectable result, or if Spinal Tap will continue to pull further away. I always want to call them Startail when I see that ST. Spinal Tap. We've got this. So don't go anywhere. You're watching CTL Week 3 casted by Meristematic.